extensive regulatory reform. Yet the real estate sales community and their performance standards have remained relatively untouched. The requirements to get a real estate license are less than rigorous. The time commitment sits somewhere between traffic school and becoming an esthetician. In California, you must be 18 years of age, complete 135 hours of education, get a background check, and pass an exam. No minimum hours of working experience or any sort of apprenticeship are required. All you need is a heartbeat, the right birth date, and less than 4 weeks of education, and you can get a license to represent buyers and sellers making what could be their biggest financial decision ever. Real estate sales are essentially an investment advisory business. But it's not held to the same level of standards as, for example, the industry that sells and manages people's other primary asset class, securities. Most brokerage firms require that securities traders have a college education. Brokers must pass the Series 7 and Series 64 exams to buy and sell stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. And they must be sponsored by a legitimate brokerage firm to take the exams. On-the-job training prepares a broker to work with clients before taking on the responsibility of representing clients. If the real estate industry had more rigorous requirements for agents, buyers and sellers would likely be more inclined to accept the feedback they're given about their homes. Real estate's low standards open the door for opportunistic agents who prey upon naive, uninformed, or trusting clients. They don't last in the real estate business, but their behaviors undermine the public's trust. They say whatever serves their self-interest and are rarely held accountable. Their misrepresentations don't necessarily come in the form of bald-faced lies, but they just as effectively manipulate the truth and their clients. Unethical agents tell clients what they want to hear rather than what they should hear to get their business. Your house is an invaluable work of art and should be priced higher than any comp in the market. They pressure buyers into making offers by exaggerating competition. I hear 2 parties are going to be writing offers, though the house hasn't had any showings in 6 months. They speak without knowing. I doubt that wall is load-bearing. They withhold essential information. It's a quiet family neighborhood, without mentioning that the street is a popular Waze detour during rush hour. Though unscrupulous agents are in the minority, they cast a long shadow. They are why 67.5% of Americans polled in an online Google consumer survey do not trust real estate agents. The gatekeeper is gone. Technology is transforming the real estate business, and buyers and sellers are now awash in information, raising the question of whether they are equipped to represent themselves. Websites like Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com, and Redfin empower consumers with data and knowledge about every corner of the real estate market. Survey findings show that 68% of Americans now start the home search on their own. Buyers have apps that allow them to search for homes by street and neighborhood. They can drive around target areas and see what's for sale and the listing prices. Price history and tax information are readily available. Mortgage calculators are at their fingertips. Virtual tours take viewers inside homes. Online listings enable people to compare and contrast features of homes, winnowing down their search before they walk into a home. Home buyers and sellers are more educated about the market than ever before. Technology's disruption creates much-needed transparency and efficiency in the real estate market, but there's a wide chasm between having information and expertise.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.